Okay, cool. Today we have the first album in 2 years from slowthai. I'm a big fan of slowthai. I've loved both his studio albums. I've got Tyrone signed up there. I'm aware that this new album, Ugly, is a new direction for slowthai. I know he's been incorporating a lot of alternative and punk aesthetics recently. Let's get straight into it. Slowthai, Ugly. First track is Yum.
You were great, you were good, you're a king, you're a queen, you're a genius. You were great, you were good, you're a king, you're a queen.
Feels like someone like reciting their daily affirmations in the mirror to themselves.
You're a genius. You're a genius. You're a genius.
What the fuck? This is super industrial.
The other day I had a conversation with my therapist. I was telling him about situations I always end up in. You just gotta learn to breathe. Imagine you're on a staircase and each step you take.
This is full on fucking spoken word.
So breathe, breathe, breathe. Work so hard, I deserve to not give a fuck. Feel so good, getting hit when I take fuck. I'm a knock, anybody wanna get a knock. It's not me too, where you wanna fuck. I go deep like I'm digging in a coal mine. She came first and then she said it's your time. How can I refuse? Got a couple of screws.
This is fucking crazy already. I'm only like 2 minutes in, but like the way it opened and what it's like transforming into feels like, you know, he'd mentioned, you know, going to therapy and him kind of like brushing it to the side, I guess. This opening track feels like someone rejecting the help that they know that they want and need. Oh my God.
More ease, more trip, more sex, less stress, and just where you wanna be my empress.
This is fucking mad, bruv. This is just like, it's just like him being it's a perfect, I feel this is an amazing way to open up an album that, you know, that's called Ugly, which I'm assuming is about, you know, addressing and, you know, maybe possibly even embracing the, you know, the darker aspects of yourself. And this is like the admission and the false persona of, you know, drowning in all of these things like sex and drugs and just pure hedonism. Right, destruct, because I don't give a fuck. This is fucking crazy. What a fucking way to open up an album, man. Jesus Christ. That was intense. And the way it like kind of melted away and you had all these, you know, super crazy, jarring sounds going on at the same time. I feel like that felt like a representation of what it's like to be constantly chasing, you know, the next high and the next hit and the next pleasure just to distract yourself from what's going on in your mind. That was an amazing way to open up an album. Fucking hell. Okay, next song is Selfish. I think this might have been one of the singles that dropped. It's like a strange mesh between electronica and like hard industrial punk shit. I said the rich get rich. I am one of them, or I've been one of them, and I've seen it in my friends. The jealousy. That must be. You know, it's a very unique position to be in. Where I can't imagine myself in that situation because I'm lucky to have amazing friends. But I don't know how those dynamics would change if, you know, one of you just blows up and you have all this money, and, you know, it would expose those people in your lives who are really good friends, who would be happy for you and, you know, cheering you from the rafters, and the others who look at you with green eyes, with envy. That must be a horrible fucking feeling as well, to like realize that the people you considered your friends were never your friends to begin with. Shit, that motherfucker was intense. The next song is called Sooner. The fuck? This feels like the Smiths.
No money, no punch, piss, but I fuck to give. I don't got one. What's living in the real world? I feel like I'm a real person. She tell me, did you say something? Did you say something? Are you paranoid? It's like I ain't got just misunderstood church boy, and I always been a happy boy. No heart from a hard drive, gloss I cry, and I never know what's in store. Every time they talk, and listening becomes a chill. I wanna press reset. What a waste of time. What a waste of time. What a waste of time. Question everything, but fuck it, I'm free. You are what you eat. I must be nothing.
Fucking hell.
Wishbone with no backbone. Phone distracts me from my life. Make plans, but I'm about to cancel.
Phone distract me from my life. I'm about to make plans, but I cancel. I think we've all been there, you know, just mindlessly scrolling through your phone, seemingly just to distract you from nothing. Like, you don't even know why you're doing it. It's doom scrolling, you know what I mean? Just mindlessly just going through your phone. And like the more you do it, the more you just want to just like curl up in bed and just do fuck all. And you might have a mate who's like, oh, let's go this, nah, I can't bother. And you don't even know why you don't want to do it. And it's like this compound, it can be this like compound effect where it's just harder and harder and harder to get out of that hole.
What a waste of time.
Oh, what a waste of time. That voice, it sounds like a background voice. It sounds very familiar. What a waste of time. I really fucked with that song as well. And it had this kind of like jaunty melody. That's why it reminded me of the Smiths. Like it reminded me of like just the wind. It reminded me of a song like Frankly Mr. Shankly, where it's like really, really danceable, and it has those like jingle-like guitars. But, you know, mesh that with, you know, the darker, punkier, harder aesthetics. And you have these two conflicting emotions. You know, it's the comfort and the uncomfort together. And I feel like that reflects in the lyrics as well, where, you know, he's talking about having that, you know, the idea of just endlessly like being lost in your phone it's a comfort thing. And I don't know what it might stem from. You know, I'm not a fucking therapist or anything. That's a comfort thing. And then the repercussions of that are the things that can harm your mental health and your relationship with others and things like that. Next song is Feel Good. I feel so good, I feel so good, I feel so good. So this, to me, in the context of the rest of the album, feels like, again, trying to convince yourself of something that you're not actually feeling, but you want to feel. I feel so good, I feel so good, I feel so good, I feel so good. It feels like, you know, that idea when, you know, you tell yourself something enough times and you start to believe it. The next song is Never Again.
My shadow stayed on the wall. I walked away.
My shadow stayed on the wall, I walked away.
I never thought I'd see you again.
Ooh.
I was waiting for the penny to drop. You're still with me. I never thought I'd see you again.
This, I don't know, but what this feels like to me already, that the message that's being portrayed so far in this song is like the physical embodiment of depression, and lying to yourself, thinking that you're over something, or thinking that you're past a certain way of thinking or feeling, and really realizing that you're not. So the idea of that shadow still being there when you've walked away, and you look down and your feet are stuck to the floor, and you never thought you'd see it again because you convinced yourself that you were happy, that you were feeling good. That's fucking intense, man.
Seen your parents in the supermarket. They said, hey, how you doing? I'm good, thanks for asking. How's Finny doing? Yeah, she's pregnant and she's arguing. Still got pictures on my phone. I still sleep on your side of the bed.
That's crazy.
I reflect on things I should forget. The other day, I tried to look the other way, but you clocked me eyes locking. I didn't know what I should say. Yeah, she pushed the pram. Please, can you refrain? She said you think you're special with your little man chain. I was shocked, but I couldn't be fucked. So I thought of my friends and said, baby, move on. She said, I love you, and I'm taking her back like a cat. Grabbed my tongue, and she grabbed up the pram, and in the blink, she was gone. I walked away. I was in the barbers, listening to the gossip. On the news, a local girl was murdered by her husband. They had 2 kids, and they both had drug problems. I hurried to my phone, butterflies.
This is a fucking full-on story, man.
The bro, we started screaming. I said, what's up? He couldn't get the words, so I hung up, then I jumped up. The one she cut me out, that was still up on her Insta. Winter Wonderland, eating walnuts in December. Every day remember like the 5th of November. Still got pictures on my phone.
This is such a vivid fucking story. That was fucking intense. It sounded like, like a very intricately woven story. Slowthai, you're fucking me up, man. Jesus Christ. Okay, next song is Fuck It Puppet.
Whispers why the voices made me act impulsively. My touch corrosive, I've been trying to OD. Why I always got the notion no one cares about tea. Insecurities, fuck on my need cash. Rob use, push crack, push your wig back. Send the youth back to Turkey, selling Shirley at the cab. Drugs, stop me in my tracks.
I was trying to stop drugs stop me in my tracks. So this feels like the perspective of someone who's lost hope and who's hiding behind their insecurities. Because he said, I've got all these insecurities, but fuck it, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to push your wig back, I'm going to sell drugs and all this stuff. And it's probably something that's quite common, with the, well, not the right, but with a particular set of conditions for someone who has insecurities and has a lack of opportunities and is from a particular place in a particular country. They can fall into a life like that very easily.
I have dreams of dying. I've been hanging from the shutter. I have schemes of frying pussy up. Had a chicken wings. Creating for the fucking gym. I'm depressed. No, you don't wanna kill myself. Good. You wouldn't do it anyway, bro. You need a good.
It's like an internal monologue. Well, that was very brief, but again, intense. That felt like a song about someone having just the most intense internal struggle. Next song is Happy.
Thinking with my dick, my head is split. It's so hard for both sides to commit. No one's there. Keep nodding, yeah. My head's the rocking chair. We keep going round, we keep going round. It's okay if you're okay. A bad day if you do not get your ways. If you see me in my lows, hello. Just the honeymoon is your world, I'm just living in it. We stare through sunken eyes, you stare at the ground and you're surprised. Going back and forth, I deliver the sun to your feet. At your door, can't keep my hands in the ride. I buckle up, sometimes I wanna run away. Sometimes I run away so I can feel free.
Woo!
My feet take me before they bleed. I fuck my feet take me so I can feel free. I won't run away.
Next song is Ugly.
Soldiers in life fall like dominoes, one man's trash. TV screen
a shoegaze song.
When your body has to be a wine glass, you drop your guard, you realize it's hard, it's ugly. Loving is brittle plastic, but soft in the middle, the same as Skittles. When folks just purge them, I'm sick of toying with a broken idea. I'm sick of thinking there's a reason I'm here. We're just puppets in a simulation.
I'm sick of thinking there's a reason why we're just here. Existential crisis. I mean, that's on a fundamental level, literally anyone who's ever had a thought could relate to. Jeez, man, this is fucking intense. I mean, I was expecting it to be intense, but Jesus fucking Christ. Next song is Falling.
You ever feel like falling? You ever feel like falling? You ever feel like you're drifting through space?
That one felt like the song that was just propelled by pure feeling and catharsis above like trying to perfect the perfect song or having the perfect performance or anything like that. That felt extremely visceral. The next song is Wotz Funny. What would you do if your son was vomiting and you didn't have money to get him medicine? This is what I say, and this is why, in Britain and the way the British press, specific newspapers like The Sun and the Daily Mail and all these fucking horrible cunts, the way they convince people and gaslight people into making them think that the people at the most desperate members of society and the people who have the least to survive with are somehow the problem. And they demonize them, and that's why they're basically just left out in the cold. And then you like end up blaming these people for the choices that they make when they have no other avenues to go down. It's horrible. It's fucking horrible.
The teacher got an itchy, can't scratch. No easy fixes in a ditch with a sleeping bag. Little Tommy was moaning to his mummy that his teacher was missing. Where's Wally? I would say, how you doing? Are you having an off today? You fucking extravagant cunts.
Fuck me. You fucking cunt. Penultimate song is Tourniquet.
Give me a tourniquet, metaphor burning bridges. I cannot learn from it. I keep on burning shit. I wish I had somewhere to go. I find shelter and hope. I walk with a ghost that they stitch in my clothes.
I keep on burning shit.
Break my bones.
Fucking hell. I've never heard his voice used like this. It's mad. I feel like I say after every song, but that was fucking intense. I've never heard him use his voice like that. It sounded like, you know, he was straining it to the point where it was just gonna completely break. But it fit the song perfectly well. Final song of the album is 25% Club.
We love the rain when it's raining. We don't like the gifts we've been given. We always are given. Said I cheat on my soul to give you the world, and we're hand in hand as we walk into hell. The drugs don't work, but the devil is in us. We both choosing violence. We're sitting the devil, and that's the dance with tears in your eyes. You said I went there.
At night you dance with that. I'm thinking of Self-Control, Frank Ocean. I know, you know, Slowthai's modeled for Homer recently. I know him and Frank are quite tight. But on Self-Control, is it some nights you dance with tears in your eyes? It has to be an interpolation. I'm assuming it's an interpolation of that and it's just recontextualizing it for this song. This is like a really striking contrast to the opening of the album. Who's doing those background vocals? They're fucking amazing. Yeah, this really feels like this song and the first song are like two sides of the same coin. They both have that kind of desperation, but coming from different places. So that was Ugly. I really enjoyed that. Well, I mean, enjoyed might even be the wrong fucking word. I really liked. I don't even know what to say. It was powerful. It was powerful. It was intense. You know, not as instantly catchy and instantly replayable as some songs from Nothing's Great About Britain and Tyrone, but you know, that's clearly intentional and that's clearly the point. This is something. I think this serves a different purpose to either of those albums. Stylistically, you know, we've heard a few songs here and there from Slowthai like this before, particularly like Doorman from Nothing's Great About Britain. And this feels like an expansion and a deeper dive into that sound. But whereas that was used for an overtly, you know, societal and political messages, this was super introspective and self-reflective and trying to get to what felt like the darkest parts of your own psyche. That's something that's hard to do just in everyday life, and to convey it in song, I think, is even harder, and I think it's most definitely successful on here. I love how cohesive this thing is. Every moment felt intentional, even if it was, you know, points of almost shouting and screaming and super cathartic, just blurting out emotion. It felt extremely raw and personal as well. I feel this is maybe the most personal album I've heard from Slowthai, even though on something like Tyrone, where he touched on some very personal topics, I felt this was more about the emotion that comes from those experiences rather than just detailing the experiences themselves. This was very emotion and feeling driven. And some people might gravitate towards that. I can't say whether one is necessarily better than the other, but I loved it and I really appreciate it. Those are my thoughts on this new Slowthai album. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. Make sure to like, subscribe, dong the bell, and I will see you next time.